Varek had always been curious. As a young alien researcher, he spent most of his days in the archives of the Galactic Council, staring at the giant star maps that hung on the walls like glowing tapestries. Every corner of the galaxy was marked, every star, every planet, every trade route carefully drawn. Colors showed the territories of different species. Notes explain alliances, wars, and treaties. But one area, one vast black zone, had no colors, no notes, no warnings. It ended abruptly at a line, as if the universe itself refused to go further. Varek stared at it again and again. This was human space. The moment he mentioned humans, older aliens in the archives would pause. Their voices dropped. Their eyes grew cautious, almost fearful. Stories about humans were whispered only in secret. Humans are dangerous. Humans fight like demons. Humans change wars and planets. No one would explain why the map ended there. Varek shook his head. "It's just humans," he muttered under his breath. Why would the map stop? He didn't know that by asking that question, he was already crossing an invisible line. That night, he crept into the council hall, a massive dome filled with hovering orbs of light. Council members of every species sat in their seats, their faces serious. Varek's heart beat fast as he asked aloud, "Why does the galactic map stop at human space? Why is there nothing beyond them?" The room went silent. Every alien stopped moving. Every eye turned toward him. Even the air seemed to thicken. Then a council elder, an ancient being with 4 eyes that glowed faintly, leaned forward. His voice was quiet but sharp. "Child, if you value your life, never look toward the dark side of the stars." Varek swallowed hard, but his curiosity had become stronger than his fear. He had to know. He returned to his small research quarters and stared at the map again. The black void seemed to pulse in the dim light of his room. Finally, he made a decision. If the council would not answer, he would find out himself. The next morning, Varek snuck into the hidden hangar where illegal or unregistered starships were kept. Dust covered the sleek hull of the ship he chose, but the engines looked intact. He ran checks, loaded supplies, and set the course straight for the black zone. As he approached the border of human space, the ship's instruments started acting strangely. Sensors flickered. Navigation computers stopped responding. The stars outside seemed dimmer, farther away than they should be. It was as if the universe itself was warning him to turn back. But Varek pressed on. Hours passed. He drifted deeper into the empty space. Then, a faint signal appeared on the ship's communicator. It was weak, distorted, broken, but he could hear it. "If you can hear this, turn back. Humanity is not what you think." The word sent a shiver down his spine. He shook his head. "It's just a warning. Nothing more." But the warning made his heart race faster. He had entered territory no alien dared enter, a place where legend said entire fleets had vanished without a trace. Suddenly, a flash of light streaked past his ship. Sensors briefly came alive, showing hundreds of small, fast-moving objects. They were too fast to be meteors, too precise to be natural. Varek's ship rocked as if it had hit something invisible. He adjusted the controls. Then another signal appeared on the screen, this time clearer, mechanical, almost intelligent. "Identify yourself. This region is restricted." Varek froze. His mind raced. "A human? Is this a trap?" "I am Varek," he said carefully. I want to learn the truth." There was a pause. Then the voice responded. "Then you must see what remains hidden." The ship trembled as if responding to the command of an unseen hand. Varek gripped the controls. He realized the ship was moving, not by his will, but by someone or something else guiding it. Before long, he could see a planet in the distance. It was dark, silent, lifeless. Cities were cracked, towers broken, streets empty. No lights, no movement. Just shadows that stretched across the ruined landscape. Varek's stomach tightened. He had crossed the border. He had entered human space. And for the first time, he truly understood the old council's warning. The galaxy's map had stopped here for a reason. Something about humans was dangerous. And whatever it was, it had not been seen by any alien for centuries. Varek's communicator crackled again, faint but urgent. You should not be here. Leave now or suffer the consequences. He swallowed hard. But one thought burned in his mind. I need to know. I need to see the truth. With that, Varek prepared to land on the silent planet. The black void of human space was waiting, and somewhere in the shadows, humanity, or what they had become, was watching. Varek's ship hovered over the dark, silent planet. The ground below was cracked and broken. Towering buildings, once full of life, now lay in ruins. Dust swirled in the air, making the ruins seem even older than they probably were. The silence pressed against him like a physical weight. Every sensor on his ship kept flickering. Navigation systems were useless. Even the stars outside seemed dimmer, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. Varek tried to steady his shaking hands. It's just a planet, he muttered. It's empty. Nothing can harm me here. But then he saw them, dozens of alien ships drifting through space, just outside the planet's orbit. Their hulls were cracked, twisted, broken. No smoke, no fire, no signs of battle. Some were huge warships, others small scout vessels. They came from different species, from all over the galaxy, all of them destroyed. And yet, no bodies, no survivors. Only silent metal floating in empty space. Varek felt a cold shiver run down his spine. If humans fought a war, where were the humans? Before he could react further, his ship's sensors blinked again. A new signal appeared, moving fast, so fast that Varek barely registered it. Then a small drone, clearly human, appeared in front of his ship. It was sleek, metallic, and shaped like nothing Varek had seen before. Its sensors scanned him quickly, reading his ship, his life signs, and his intentions. A calm, mechanical voice spoke from the drone. Identify yourself. This region is restricted. Varek swallowed hard. I am Varek, he said. I come in peace. I want to learn the truth about humans. The drone paused. Its sensors glowed faintly as if processing his words. Then it said something that made Varek's heart skip. Then you must see what remains hidden. Before he could ask more, the drone gently touched his ship with thin mechanical arm. Instantly, Varek lost control. His ship started moving on its own. He gripped the controls, trying to steer, but nothing worked. The drone was pulling him deeper into human space, toward the planet below. Varek's stomach twisted with a mix of fear and excitement. He was crossing a border no alien had ever crossed, entering a region the galaxy had forgotten. The drone led him to a landing area hidden in the shadows of a massive ruined city. The buildings stretched into the sky, their windows shattered, streets cracked. Not a single light glowed. The drone hovered silently, scanning everything. Then it spoke. Do not be afraid. Humans will see you soon. Varek stepped out of his ship cautiously. His boots crunched on broken concrete. The wind carried the scent of dust and decay. He felt like he had entered a world frozen in time, abandoned, yet somehow alive. Then he saw it, a shadow moving between two tall towers. It was too fast, too fluid to be normal. The shadow darted across the street and vanished. Varek's heart pounded. Is this human or something else? The drone floated ahead, leading him to a strange metallic structure. It was half buried in the ruins but still operational. Lights flickered inside. As Varek entered, he saw signs of human technology, machines, consoles, and holographic screens. Everything was advanced beyond anything he had imagined, but there were no humans in sight. Finally, a voice echoed through the hall. It was calm, low, and full of authority. You are not supposed to be here. Varek froze. From the shadows, a figure appeared. It was massive, at least 9 feet tall. Broad shoulders, glowing eyes, and movements that were both fast and graceful. Its armor reflected the dim lights, and every step it took made the ground hum with power. The figure stopped a few meters away, studying him. Who are you? It asked. I am Varek, he stammered. I want to know the truth about humans, why the galactic map stops at your space. The figure didn't answer at once. Its glowing eyes studied him as if deciding whether he was a threat. Then it spoke slowly, deliberately. You should not be here. No alien has ever survived this far, and most do not even reach the border alive. Varek's mind raced. I I just wanted to know. The council, they would not tell me anything. I had to see it for myself. The figure's eyes glowed brighter. Curiosity can be dangerous, but sometimes it is the only way to learn. Follow me. Varek followed, his heart pounding with both fear and awe. The figure led him through the ruins to an underground passage. The walls were lined with advanced machines, glowing softly. Some appeared to be training equipment, others strange devices he didn't understand. It was as if humans had once lived here, trained, and then disappeared, but the machines remained. The figure stopped at the edge of a massive chamber. All that you see is what remains of human civilization. We are not extinct, as you think. We have changed. We are not like other species anymore. Varek took a deep breath. Changed how? The figure said nothing. Instead, a soft hum filled the room. Somewhere in the distance, a faint vibration shook the floor, like something enormous moving underground. Varek looked around nervously, realizing that the silence of this place was only temporary. Something or someone was watching. Then the figure spoke again, cold and calm. Soon, you'll understand. But now be careful. You are not safe here. Not yet. Outside, the ruined city stretched endlessly. Above, the stars of human space seemed dim, yet alive. Varek felt a chill run through him. He had crossed a boundary no alien should have. And somewhere in the darkness, humans, or whatever they had become, were waiting. Varek stepped carefully through the ruins of the silent city. The streets were cracked, buildings towered like broken teeth, and dust swirled around his feet. The air was heavy, almost thick, as if the planet itself was holding its breath. Every sound seemed amplified. The crunch of his boots on concrete, the faint hum of his ship's sensors, even the whisper of the wind through broken windows. The human drone floated beside him silently, scanning every corner. Its soft blue lights reflected off the ruined walls. For the first time, Varek realized something strange. The city wasn't completely dead. Tiny signs of movement, too fast and too faint to be normal, flitted in the shadows. He felt eyes on him from every direction. Where was everyone? He asked the drone. The drone's lights pulsed. A calm, mechanical voice replied. Humanity left this planet long ago. Only remnants remain. You are safe for now. Varek frowned. Left? Why? What happened here? The drone did not answer. Instead, it led him to a large building in the heart of the city. The structure was cracked and half collapsed, but inside, lights flickered faintly. As Varek entered, he saw something that made him catch his breath, a human data terminal, still fully operational. Screens glowed with holographic images and logs. He stepped closer. The screens displayed humans, ordinary humans at first, training, lifting heavy objects, running and fighting. But then the images changed. They became faster, stronger, taller. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. Machines in the room measured impossible strength, speed, and intelligence. It was clear these humans were no longer the same species Varek had imagined. A cold voice interrupted his thoughts. Curious, aren't you? Varek spun around. In the shadows, a figure loomed. Taller than any human he had seen, at least 9 feet, with glowing eyes and armor that reflected the dim light. Its movements were calm, deliberate, and precise, like a predator assessing its prey. Who are you? Varek stammered. I am Commander Riven, the figure said. His voice was calm, yet it carried the weight of authority. Humans are not extinct. We left this planet to survive, to evolve, to fight what others cannot understand. Varek's eyes widened. Fight what? Riven did not answer directly. Instead, he gestured toward the holographic screens. You see these records? Humans changed. We became stronger, faster, smarter. We left planets behind. We left systems behind. Not because we abandoned them, but because we had to. Because the galaxy cannot face what we face. Varek swallowed hard. What do you mean? What did you face? Riven stepped closer, his glowing eyes fixed on Varek. We face creatures older than stars, older than your species. Creatures that could destroy worlds without effort. The galaxy feared them, but humans survived. And we will continue to survive. That is why no alien dared map beyond our space. That is why the map stops at humanity. A sudden low growl echoed through the streets outside. The ground trembled faintly. Varek froze, his heart racing. Shadows moved faster than any natural creature should. Something massive had passed nearby. Riven did not flinch. Instead, he moved toward the building's entrance, his armor gleaming in the flickering light. You will see soon enough. But you must be careful. Even here, danger follows us. Varek followed, every step cautious. As they walked through the empty streets, he noticed claw marks etched deep into the walls. They were enormous, too large for any known alien species. And the marks were fresh. The drone hovered closer, its lights flickering in warning. Varek, be alert. Presence detected. Unknown origin. Approaching fast. Varek felt a chill. The planet seemed alive, but not with humans. Something else moved beneath the ruins in the shadows, watching them. Riven stopped in front of a massive chamber, the doors engraved with ancient human symbols. Inside, he said, everything you need to know is here, but some truths are dangerous. Some truths may scare you. Are you ready? Varek nodded, though his hands trembled. I need to know. Riven pushed the doors open. Inside, the chamber was vast. Machines hummed, training equipment lined the walls, and holographic records floated in the air. Varek could see humans performing feats that seemed impossible, lifting massive weights, running at incredible speeds, and even healing from injuries almost instantly. Humans evolved, Riven said. We changed because the galaxy could not protect us. We became the hunters, not the hunted. And now, you will see the first of us. From the shadows, a figure stepped forward, taller, stronger, and faster than any human Varek had seen. Its eyes glowed faintly, and its presence radiated power. Varek's heart raced. This was not the human he imagined. This was something else, something evolved. The figure stopped, studying Varek carefully. Then, slowly it spoke. You should not be here. Varek realized in that moment. The warnings were true. The galaxy did not map beyond human space, because humans were no longer ordinary. They were something far more powerful. And whatever awaited him next would test everything he thought he knew about life, power, and the universe. Varek's legs shook as he followed the towering figure deeper into the chamber. The shadows seemed alive, stretching unnaturally across the walls. Machines hummed softly, projecting holographic records of human training and battles. Varek could see humans lifting weights impossible for his species, running faster than any alien vehicle, and performing calculations in seconds that would take him hours. The tall figure stopped at the center of the chamber, its glowing eyes fixed on him. I am Commander Riven, the figure said. The voice was calm, measured, but carried a weight that made Varek's chest tighten. Humans are no longer what you know. We left this planet and evolved to survive a threat the galaxy cannot even comprehend. Varek swallowed hard. A threat? What kind of threat? Riven's eyes glowed brighter. Not yet. You will see soon. But know this. Humans became the hunters, not the hunted. And we left only because the galaxy was not ready for our full strength. We protect it from what lies beyond the map. Varek's mind raced. So the Council was right. Humans are dangerous. Riven shook his head. We are dangerous. But only to those who threaten the universe. That is why the map ends at our space. The galaxy fears humans because humans fear themselves. The calm mechanical voice of the drone interrupted. Commander, presence approaching. Unknown origin. Highly dangerous. Before Varek could react, alarms rang throughout the chamber. The ground shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. A loud, inhuman roar echoed from somewhere deep underground. Shadows darted across the walls, moving faster than any alien species should. Riven grabbed a massive weapon that seemed fused with his armor. The weapon pulsed with energy. They have found us, he said simply. Get ready, Varek. You must survive this. Varek froze. His mind screamed at him to run, but his legs refused. He was about to face something the galaxy had feared for centuries. Suddenly, the first creature burst into the chamber. It was monstrous, tall, with clawed limbs and skin that shimmered like metal under the lights. Its eyes glowed red, and its mouth opened wide, revealing rows of sharp teeth. It moved with unnatural speed and precision. Riven stepped forward calmly. "Stay behind me," he ordered. The battle began. Riven moved like a living weapon, faster than Varek's eyes could follow. He struck the creature with blows that shattered walls and sent shockwaves through the chamber. The monster responded with terrifying strength, but Riven parried every attack. Varek could only watch, frozen in awe. He realized humans had evolved far beyond anything the galaxy had imagined. This was not a normal human. It was a perfect predator, a guardian built to face horrors the rest of the universe could not. The drone floated near Varek, scanning the room. "Varek," it warned, "these creatures are older than recorded species. They were never meant to be stopped, except by humans." Varek's mind raced. He had entered human space expecting mystery, curiosity, and secrets. He had not expected a full-scale fight against monsters older than stars. Riven shouted a command, and more human drones activated. They fired precision energy blasts, striking the creature's weak points. The monster roared and leaped, shattering part of the ceiling, but Riven was always faster. With a final, precise strike, Riven drove the creature to ground, motionless. Breathing heavily, Riven turned to Varek. "You see now why the map ends at humanity," he said. "We are the line the galaxy cannot cross. The line that protects everyone from what lies beyond." Varek swallowed, trying to comprehend. "But why did you leave? Why hide from the galaxy?" Riven's eyes glowed faintly. "Because if the galaxy knew our true strength, it would panic. And worse, it would come to fight us. Humanity cannot fight the monsters and the fear of the galaxy at the same time. We left to protect both." A sudden rumble shook the chamber again. Varek realized more monsters were coming, drawn to the human's presence. Riven's calm face hardened. "You must leave now," he said. "Tell the galaxy what you have seen. Prepare them. We cannot stay here forever. The war is not over." Varek hesitated. "And you?" Riven raised his weapon. "I will hold them off. Humanity always fights to protect the future. But sometimes we fight alone." Varek's mind reeled. The galaxy had feared humans for centuries, yet the humans themselves had become something beyond fear, beyond normal limits. He realized why the Council had stopped the map. They did not want to confront what humans had become, and neither did the galaxy. The alarms blared louder. The shadows moved closer. The room trembled. Varek knew that leaving was not just a choice. It was the only way to survive. Riven placed a hand on his shoulder. "Go. The truth must reach the galaxy. Tell them humans protect them, whether they know it or not. And never forget what you've seen here." Varek nodded, trembling. He turned, running back to the ruined city toward his ship. Behind him, he could hear Riven's battle cry, the clash of humans against monsters, and the sound of a war the galaxy had never witnessed. As he launched into space, Varek looked back. The silent planet was no longer empty. The guardians of humanity were awake. The galaxy would soon understand why the map had always ended here. Varek's ship barely cleared the planet when alarms screamed again. The dark void of human space felt alive, pulsing with energy that no alien system could read. His hands gripped the controls tightly. Even with the drone assisting him, he felt exposed, as if the universe itself was watching his every move. Then he saw them, monstrous shapes moving faster than thought, leaping through the void toward the planet. Their bodies were enormous, claws sharper than any known metal, eyes glowing like molten fire. They were the same creatures Riven had fought, but this time there were dozens, maybe hundreds. The drone's calm mechanical voice cut through the panic. "Varek, these are star predators. They are older than most galaxies. They consume planets, civilizations, and entire fleets. Humanity survived them when no one else could." Varek's jaw dropped. Why humans? How could they survive these monsters? The drone guided his ship closer to the planet, showing the battle from above. Commander Riven fought with the skill of a god. Every move was precise, every strike devastating. But the star predators were relentless. They did not feel fear, did not tire, did not stop. The drone explained, voice steady. Humans evolved to fight them. Over centuries, they enhanced themselves, their technology, their bodies. Only humans could match the star predator's speed, strength, and intelligence. No other species could survive this long. Varek tried to process the scale of it. This is why the galaxy fears humans. Not because they are cruel, but because they are the only ones capable of stopping something the galaxy cannot fight. Below, Riven moved like a living weapon, slashing, dodging, and striking with inhuman precision. Star predators fell, but more arrived from every direction. The ground shook, buildings collapsed, and dust clouds filled the air. Varek realized that even with all his knowledge, he could not imagine surviving such a fight. The drone whispered, almost sadly, "The humans never returned to the galaxy because the war never ended. They are always at the front lines, always holding back the darkness." Varek's mind raced. The Council of the Galaxy, the maps, they all hid the truth. Humans were not just strong. They were guardians, holding the line between the galaxy and an unimaginable threat. Suddenly, Riven leaped into the air, landing on the largest star predator. His weapon struck with enough force to tear through reinforced metal, but the creature roared, shaking the ground beneath Varek's ship. One predator lunged at him from the shadows, claws swiping through space. The drone reacted instantly, firing energy blasts that barely pushed the creature back. Varek realized the truth. He was witnessing something no alien had ever survived to see. Humans had evolved not to conquer, not to rule, but to protect. And the galaxy had no idea how terrifying their enemies were. Another predator emerged from the darkness, larger than the first, with glowing patterns on its body that seemed almost intelligent. It roared at Riven, who met the attack head-on. Sparks flew. Shockwaves shook the city. The drone turned to Varek. "You must escape. The creatures are too fast. Even Riven cannot hold them off forever." Varek hesitated. Escape? And leave Riven alone? But before he could act, another star predator smashed through the ruins toward his ship. He slammed the controls, dodging debris and claws. Dust and fire trailed behind him. Riven's voice echoed in the communicator, calm yet commanding. "Run to your ship. Tell the galaxy the truth before we all fall. Humanity cannot fight alone, but the universe must know." Varek's heart pounded as he steered his ship through the chaos. The star predators were everywhere, claws tearing through buildings, jaws snapping, bodies crashing into streets. But he caught one last glimpse of Riven standing tall, facing the monsters, a living wall of strength and fury. As he entered orbit, the drone guided him toward a safe trajectory outside the planet. Varek watched as explosions and energy blasts lit the dark surface like a storm of fire. He realized that humans had not vanished. They had transformed, evolving into something the galaxy could not comprehend. Varek's mind reeled. He had crossed the map's border and seen the unimaginable. The star predators were real. Humans were real. And the galaxy, every alien civilization he knew, was blind to the danger humanity faced every day. The drone's voice was calm, but tinged with warning. The galaxy must prepare. Humans cannot fight forever. These creatures will return. You are now the messenger. Bring the knowledge back before it is too late. Varek nodded, gripping the controls. He understood his mission. He had seen the monsters. He had seen the humans. And now, the Council and the galaxy would have to face the truth. The map ended at human space not because it was unknown, but because the line of defense was deadly, and the galaxy was not ready to confront it. Outside, the void stretched endlessly. Stars shone dimly. But beyond them, in the black expanse of human space, the star predators prowled. Varek's journey had only just begun. Varek's ship shook violently as he navigated through the dark void above the ruined planet. The star predators were relentless, faster and stronger than anything he had ever imagined. Every turn, every evasive maneuver was a battle against death. The city below was a storm of fire and destruction, illuminated by energy blasts and the monstrous roars of predators. The drone hovered close to him, guiding him. "Varek, the creatures are closing in. You must escape. Commander Riven is holding them off, but only temporarily. Varek swallowed hard. Hold them off? How can anyone hold off hundreds of monsters as powerful? His hands gripped the controls until his knuckles turned white. But he knew he had no choice. His survival meant carrying the truth back to the galaxy. Below, through the shattered city, he could see Riven, the human warrior, move like a living storm, faster than the eye could follow. He struck with precision, dodged attacks with impossible speed, and wielded weapons that unleashed blinding energy. Despite his strength, more predators poured from the shadows, swarming the streets like a tidal wave. Varek's heart raced. I can't help him. I can't fight them. I have to get out alive. The drone guided him toward a hidden corridor in orbit away from the planet's surface. Follow this path exactly, it instructed. It will take you outside the gravitational pull of the planet and into open space. Only then will you have a chance to survive. The star predators seemed to anticipate every move. They leaped toward his ship, slashing through debris and energy shields. Varek fired his ship's weapons in desperation, barely fending off attacks. Every second felt like an eternity. Suddenly, one massive predator lunged straight at his ship. Varek twisted the controls, narrowly avoiding the crushing claws. Sparks flew as the ship scraped against the edge of a destroyed alien freighter. The drone fired precision blasts, giving him just enough space to escape the creature's reach. This is it. I have to make it, he thought, heart pounding. As he broke free from the planet's orbit, Varek looked back. Riven was still standing tall, fighting the predators alone. The human's armor glowed under the blast of energy, and every strike seemed impossible for any living being. Yet he fought on, relentless, unstoppable. The drone spoke again, voice calm but firm. Commander Riven cannot leave. The creatures must be contained. You must carry the warning to the galaxy. Humanity cannot fight alone forever. Varek nodded, though guilt clawed at him. I'm leaving him behind, but if I survive, I can help the galaxy prepare. As the ship accelerated into open space, another wave of predators erupted from ruins. One massive creature slammed into the planet, causing an explosion that shook the atmosphere. Dust and debris launched into orbit, but Varek's ship narrowly avoided being crushed. He pushed the engines to their maximum, leaving the planet behind in a trail of fire and chaos. The drone monitored his path. You are clear for now, but the creatures will not give up. They will follow. And Commander Riven, he will hold the line. Varek's chest heaved. He had survived, but the images of the battlefield were etched into his mind. The humans were unlike any species in the galaxy. They were evolved unstoppable and terrifying. He realized why the galactic map stopped at human space. It was not just a boundary. It was a warning. As he approached the edge of the border, the emptiness of space felt heavier. The galaxy beyond seemed calm, unaware of the storm just beyond its reach. Varek prepared to transmit his report to the Galactic Council, to reveal the truth about the humans, the star predators, and the reason the map had never extended past human space. But before he could send the signal, a massive shockwave rippled through space. He saw debris and energy fragments hurtling toward the void. The battle below was far from over. Riven's fight continued, a single human against an endless tide of star predators. Varek's hands trembled as he sent a message to the council, detailing everything he had seen. The dead alien ships, the abandoned cities, the evolved humans, and the monstrous predators. He knew some would not believe him, but he had to try. The drone hovered close, lights blinking softly. The galaxy must know. You are the messenger. Prepare them for what is coming. Varek nodded, eyes fixed on the dark edge of human space. Somewhere beyond the map, humans were fighting battles the galaxy could not comprehend. And somewhere out there, the star predators waited, patient, relentless, and hungry. As he transmitted his warning, he felt the weight of responsibility pressing down. The truth was dangerous. The galaxy had never faced such a reality. And the humans, they would continue to fight, alone, until the last predator fell, or until the galaxy finally understood. The void stretched endlessly before him. The silent planet faded behind him, consumed by fire and shadow. And for the first time, Varek truly understood the Council's warning. The map ended at human space not because it was unknown, but because beyond that line, Humanity alone stood against a darkness the galaxy could never survive without them. Varek's ship sailed to the calm expanse of the galaxy, but his mind was anything but calm. Every star he passed reminded him of the horrors he had seen, the star predators, the destroyed alien fleets, and most of all, the humans. He knew the truth now. Humans were no longer ordinary. They were guardians of the galaxy, holding back monsters that could destroy entire civilizations. He approached the Galactic Council headquarters, a massive orbiting station above the neutral planet of Lyria. Varek took a deep breath as he prepared to transmit his evidence. The Council would not believe him easily. Most of them had never dared speak about human space. Most had obeyed the old rule, never ask what lies beyond the map. Varek activated the communications array. Holographic screens lit up around him, displaying the council chambers, the species representatives, and the ancient elders who had warned him. He began his transmission. I bring a warning, and the truth about humans. The map ends a human space for a reason. Humans are not extinct. They are evolved. They are strong, faster, and smarter than any species in the galaxy, and they are fighting a threat the galaxy cannot even imagine. The council members murmured among themselves. Many faces showed disbelief, some fear, and a few curiosity. Varek continued, sending scans of the star predators, recordings of Commander Riven, and images of the abandoned cities. Every piece of evidence reinforced the truth. The elders grew silent. Some younger council members gasped in shock. A voice finally spoke, trembling with age and authority. Impossible, no species could survive that. Varek shook his head. It is not impossible. Humans survived, and they continue to fight, alone. If we do not prepare, the galaxy will fall. These creatures will return. Suddenly, a massive human warship appeared at the edge of the council sensors. Its size dwarfed anything in the council fleets. Lights flashed across its hull, and its engines glowed bright. Commander Riven's voice came through the comm. The darkness is coming. Stand with us or fall alone. The council members were stunned. They had heard legends of humanity, feared rumors, but now they saw the proof. Humans were no longer just one species. They were the galaxy's only defense. Varek watched as the star predator scans lit up beyond the edge of human space. The monsters were vast in number and intelligence. Even now, they lingered in the void, waiting, watching, patient. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Elder beings who had once scoffed at human stories now nodded in grim agreement. Fleets were mobilized. Defense strategies were rewritten. Maps were updated. And for the first time in centuries, the blank region labeled human space was redrawn. A new zone appeared on the galactic map. Unknown warfront. Humanity is holding the line. Every species saw it. The warning lights, the borderlines, the restricted zones, all pointed to the reality that humanity was no longer a part of the galaxy in the ordinary sense. They were a force beyond reckoning, capable of stopping threats that could wipe out planets in hours. Varek exhaled, exhausted but relieved. He had delivered the truth. The galaxy would now understand why humans were a mystery, why the map had always stopped at their space, why the Council had feared the question he had asked years ago. But even as fleets prepared and alarms blared across the galaxy, Varek knew one thing. The star predators were still out there. Commander Riven and the humans would continue to fight, and the galaxy had only just begun to prepare. From the bridge of his ship, Varek looked back at the black expanse of human space. Stars twinkled dimly, hiding the battles that raged silently below. He understood now. The line humanity held was not just a border. It was a shield, a warning, and a promise. Somewhere in the void, Riven's ship moved silently, faster than anything Varek had ever seen. The humans were awake. The predators were patient. And the galaxy was finally aware. Varek whispered to himself, "The map has changed, and the galaxy will never be the same." As the Council began planning, as fleets prepared, and as humans continued their eternal battle beyond the mapped stars, one fact became clear. The galaxy had found its guardians. And no matter how terrifying the darkness, humanity would hold the line. The galaxy had barely begun to recover from the revelation. The Galactic Council's fleets were mobilized, their commanders struggling to understand a threat beyond human space. Maps were updated, alarms blared across communications channels, and for the first time, species from every corner of the galaxy shared one fear: what humanity was fighting alone. Varek's ship floated silently near the edge of human space. He had been tasked with observing the humans' operations and reporting any sign of the star predators' movements. The stars beyond the black void looked calm, peaceful, and deceiving. "Do you think they are ready?" Varek asked the drone, his voice tight with tension. The drone hovered near the controls, lights pulsing softly. "The humans are always ready, but the star predators adapt. Their hunger is infinite, and their intelligence exceeds all known species. They are not predictable. This is not a fight that ends quickly." Varek swallowed hard. He had seen Riven fight. He had seen one human take on dozens of these monsters at once. And yet, even that seemed barely enough. Below, the drone transmitted images from the planet where humans had regrouped. Massive ships, bristling with weapons, hovered over fortified cities. Humans moved with precision, their strength and speed unnatural. Varek could see training exercises, humans dodging attacks faster than thought, leaping across rooftops and coordinating strategies with machines that seemed almost alive. And then the first warning came. Sensors detected a ripple in the void, a disturbance beyond the mapped edge. Varek and the drone watched in horror as enormous shapes emerged from the darkness. More star predators, larger and faster than any seen before. Their bodies shimmered with energy that warped space around them. Some of them had eyes that glowed a pale, intelligent white, scanning the void like hunters tracking prey. "Too many," Varek whispered. "There's no way humans can fight all of them." The drone's voice was calm but firm. "That is why the humans left the galaxy for so long. They fight on fronts the rest of the galaxy cannot reach. The line they hold is long but not infinite." Varek felt a chill run down his spine. The galaxy had only just seen the beginning of what humans faced every day. And now, the predators were moving toward the map regions. On the human command ship, Commander Riven stood at the observation deck. His armor glowed faintly, powered by advanced energy systems. His eyes scanned the horizon as massive star predators moved like shadows, poised to strike. "Prepare the fleets," Riven ordered. "They are testing our defenses, and soon they will push harder." Varek watched his human ships launch silently, faster than light. Riven led them in formations no alien fleet could anticipate. Lasers, plasma cannons, and energy shields flashed across the void as humans intercepted the predators. Each strike was precise, each move calculated. Yet for all their power, the predators seemed unshaken, relentless, almost mocking in their patience. Varek realized something terrifying. Humanity could fight, but the predators would never stop hunting. This was an eternal war, a battle for survival that had lasted centuries, hidden from the galaxy's eyes. The drone's soft voice broke the silence. "Varek, the Council must be warned, not just of the predators, but of what they will do when the humans are fully engaged. Entire fleets will be tested. Entire planets will be at risk. Humanity cannot hold this line forever without allies." Varek nodded, his hands gripping the ship's controls tightly. He knew what he had to do. The galaxy could no longer remain passive. Humans were not just a mystery or a legend. They were the galaxy's only shield against extinction. Suddenly, the void ahead flickered. The predators moved faster, forming massive clusters, like storms ready to descend. Varek felt a pulse of energy through his ship. The warning system screamed. This was no random attack. The predators were organized. They were intelligent. And they were coming. Riven's voice came through the calm yet urgent. "Varek, the line will hold for now, but the rising threat will push harder than ever. Take this knowledge to the galaxy. Tell them the darkness is coming, and humanity cannot fight it alone forever." Varek's heart pounded. The galaxy would finally know the truth. Humans were no longer ordinary. They were guardians, warriors, and legends. And beyond the map, in the darkness of human space, an eternal hunt had already begun. As Varek's ship turned toward the Council, he realized that the story was far from over. The predators were rising. Humanity was fighting endlessly. and the galaxy had only just begun to understand the stakes.